Hey, Junior. Welcome to Paranormal Spirits, where we share a drink, we tell you a spooky story, and then we rip it apart because booze always shows the truth.
Today, I'm going to talk to you about the curse of the set of the Omen. A lot of horror movies have a history of their sets being haunted. The Exorcist, the Poltergeist. The Poltergeist, I love horror movies. I clearly know what I'm talking about. The Halloween. So the Omen had a ridiculous amount of things that happened surrounding it. For those of you who don't know what The Omen is, educate yourself. Go watch it. It's a movie that was made in 1976. It's about a man who accidentally adopts the Antichrist as his son. While they were filming this movie, a whole bunch of wacky-ass shit happened. The first thing that happened, Robert Munger was one of the executives who pushed to have this film done because he thought it would be a good idea. He was a born-again Christian. And somewhere along the line, he changed his thought process and he all of a sudden was convinced that this movie was going to be cursed. And he said, and I quote, "If the devil's greatest single weapon is to be invisible and you're going to do something which is going to take away his invisibility to millions of people, he's not going to want that to happen." So even though they continued to push for production to happen, he fought it after that. And obviously the movie got made.
So he cursed it himself, in other words.
He said, "This shit seems really scary. Jesus says that maybe we shouldn't hang out with the devil."
How did he know that the devil's, what did he say? The devil's greatest strength or greatest?
His greatest weapon is to be invisible.
Weapon is to be invisible.
Well, because he's
I mean, how does he know the devil's like, you can't see me?
The devil is John Cena? You can't see me.
What's more invisible than right in plain sight?
Hiding in plain sight, Satan. John Richardson, who was the special effects director for The Omen. After filming that, he directly went to work on a movie called A Bridge Too Far. And he and his wife, who was also a special effects person, were driving to the set, I believe, and they were on a back road in Holland. And they got in a severe car accident, and she was decapitated.
What?
Very much so in a manner that was close to an accident that happened in the movie that they helped create the special effects for. Two things about that. He survived, and he claimed that he saw signs for a a close by town, and the town name was Omen, spelled O-M-M-E-N. And the town was 66.6 kilometers away.
Of course it was.
There's another scene in the movie where the mother is in the car with Damien, who is the Antichrist. They're at the zoo or something, and the baboons are going literally apeshit around the car. When they filmed that, they had to have an animal trainer there, and they put an actual live baboon in the back of that car to get the other ones all riled up. And so they were out of control. So the mother's fear in that scene was 100% accurate. The next day, the animal trainer was killed by a tiger that bit him in the head. It bit him in the head, dead. There were multiple incidents involving lightning. Two of the actors were in airplanes that got struck by lightning during filming of this movie. Gregory Peck was on a London-bound train. Train? No. He was on a plane. Lightning struck it, and it caused the engines to fail. And they literally almost crashed.
Yeah.
Lightning doesn't strike twice, except it did. One of the producers was flying across the Atlantic, and their plane got struck by lightning and also almost crashed just 2 weeks later.
That's crazy.
It's electric.
It's electric. Do, 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 do.
And as if 2 planes getting struck by lightning wasn't weird enough, one of the screenwriters was also on a plane during this that got struck by lightning at a different time.
Wow.
Yep.
Three.
Three.
Yeah. Three. It's the mocking of the Holy Trinity.
one of the most famous scenes in the movie is Gregory Peck, who plays the father, is in a cemetery and he gets attacked by dogs. The stuntman who was, trained the dogs or whatever, the dog trainer, the dog stuntman. Why do I have to call him all of these things? The dog guy was filming that scene, and the dogs actually turned on him and started to actually attack him, and he couldn't get them off. What? Multiple times during filming, people were almost injured in IRA, which is the Irish Irish Republican Army.
There you go.
Set off bombs in locations that people were at. One was at a hotel, one was at a restaurant. Granted, this was happening quite a bit during that time, but maybe it's
coincidence.
Maybe it's not. Coincidence? Maybe. Curse? Maybe.
Maybe.
So for a certain scene, they hired an airplane to get some aerial shots. It's a show about drinking, and I can't remember the word shots. They hired an airplane to do some aerial shots. And the very last minute, somebody else hired that airplane out. They paid more money to get that same airplane, and it freaking crashed. So one of the stuntmen, after doing the stunts for The Omen, went and worked on that same movie that the guy from Holland, that his wife got decapitated. It's called A Bridge Too Far. So he went to do stunt work for that, and he had to jump off a building, which is something that he's done in his career like a ton of times.
Right.
And he misjumped and fell and missed the airbag and broke a bunch of bones. He survived, but he broke a bunch of bones. And he said it felt like he got pushed.
Like, do you think he really felt like he got pushed, or he was just like, maybe he tripped and he was like, oh, you know what? I think I got pushed. I think that's what happened.
Are you insinuating that he goofied off the roof of that building? He was like,
trying to save face, like, no. You know what? I got pushed.
Satan.
I felt it. There were hands.
Satan did it. And the last thing that's kind of not, but kind of, is the Guildford Cathedral, which was like a prominent backdrop in the movie. It sent Damien into like a little hissy fit, like a little antichrist bitch that he was. I hate Jesus. Was severely affected by it. Like, people were actually scared to go to the cathedral forever. And in 2008, an armed man went to the cathedral and was like roaming around church grounds, and they called in police and helicopters and all this stuff, and that guy got shot and killed because he was just waving his gun around at the cathedral.
Well, it just goes to show you can't just wave your gun around in public.
Well, I'm dangerous. So that's it. Those are the things that happened on the set of The Omen. Yep, that's my crappy story about the curse of the set of The Omen. If you like what you heard, I guess that's cool. Thanks. For whatever reason, just take your mouse or your scroller or your thumb, because you're probably on your phone, and just like smash all the buttons underneath this thing. The like, the subscribe, the little bell. Just ding, ding, ding. So I guess we'll see you next time when we talk about something else stupid. Well, have a great life. Goodbye. See you later.